As always, here's a disclaimer. By pointing out what so-called black people do wrong, I am giving you the blueprint for what we need to do correctly. That's how it works. When you cannot take constructive criticism, then you will forever be the same person. And notice, it's been 400 years of being damn near the same person with the same issues, doing the same damn things. These are not the cheat codes. This is the code of conduct that we of black culture need to adhere to if we are ever going to turn this entire country, yes, this entire country around. The minority has never been the minority. And the truths keep on coming on. Elephant in the room number 7. 529 players in the NBA, spread out among 30 teams. A quick Google search says that the average NBA player makes about $7 million a year. Keep in mind that if we talk to an actual NBA player, he would no doubt tell us that's a damn lie. There's such a thing as state and federal taxes. That 7 could easily turn into 3.5 million. And it doesn't say how many years you get that 7 million. That's pretty important. But let's say that's true. 529 NBA players times 7 million for the majority of the players in the NBA. And there's list after list on the internet showing you the 30 highest paid players. The National Basketball Association is 74.2% African American. So-called black, ladies and gentlemen, for some time now, you have had the largest collection of black millionaires in America right on your TV screens. Literally a black millionaire conglomerate. It should be called the National Black Association. There's over 1,300 players in the NFL, and football is America's sport, mind you. Yet NBA players get better money and contracts. But out of over 500 players, the only players in the NBA to ever establish a school are LeBron James and Jalen Rose. Think about what I'm saying here. What the hell is wrong with this picture? And let's not keep splitting hairs about LeBron James and his I Promise school. There's a lot of people that get on the fact that LeBron James does not have a charter school. That's trash. Listen, the bottom line is he has a good school that he is associated with. And that's the only thing that really matters, is that your name is attached to something that is good for humanity. He is actually educating young children, and those children, because of the good education that his school is providing, will go on to be productive and intelligent adults. Now, most NBA players give back without a shadow of a doubt. If they aren't taking care of their families, then they are working through numerous charitable organizations. Make no mistake about it, NBA players give back to communities and needy people around the world. I cannot stress this enough. God bless them brothers, okay? But only in 2020 did they finally form the first ever NBA foundation. It took over 70 damn years, but it happened. It took a pandemic, the death of one more black dude by cops, and a worldwide outrage for these players to say, oh shit, we need to do something way better than these individual charitable organizations. Now, this new foundation is focused on creating greater economic growth in the black community. It's a 10-year investment of $300 million. Each NBA team owner will commit $30 million over that time. That's how you get the $300 million. Read up on it, because I did. This is big time. I have 2 issues with it. One, it says that the main focus of the foundation are high school, college age, and career-ready black men and women, which leaves less focus on children. I mean, the kids have to make it to high school, but I could be judging too harsh. Let's give it time. It was just established, you know. Here's my real issue. The players that usually can relate to the problems of black men and women are not the major investors. Whoever invests the money runs the joint. Currently, there's only one black NBA team owner. And let me also make a judgment. If the owners are the main contributors, and each owner has their own political buddies and pals, the black NBA players just threw all of their lobbyist power out the window with this foundation. You put yourselves in positions to fix the mess, but not to prevent the laws that create the mess. This is what I'm saying, so-called black people. Nothing stays within our power base. Nothing stays black owned, black operated, because it's obviously not meant to be that way. Either so-called white people burn it down, twice, like Black Wall Street, which is fucked up, and America should have made restitution for that and rebuilt Black Wall Street on America's dime. Or we so-called black people create something, provide the backbone and foundation and even the concept of something great, and we just give it to someone else to run it, hoping that they have black interests at heart. You mean to tell me out of 30 teams in the NBA, you couldn't get each of the NBA players on each team, over 500 players, to pool together $300 million in 10 years? If I got a $60 million contract for 5 years, I'm spotting my team $10 million easy. Sure, I'm taxed, but I know I'm walking away with at least 25 to 30 million over 5 years, leaving my team to come up with another 20 mil. I mean, this is bigger than basketball, right? Remember, every owner is going to put in 30 million. I just saved you 10 million. I'm sure players could have made up the rest. What's 10 million and I got 50 or 60 million as a player? So-called black people gotta cut it out. This is just historically what we do. We can't get into white clubs, so we create our clubs and even our dances and music and allow white people to join. Listen, I'm not saying it's bad. It's the opposite. It's magnanimous. It's altruistic. It's peace. It's civil. It's black culture. It's the action of righteous hearts. Nothing stays black because 1, black men and black women are lies, and 2, our culture, which is black and real, is one of giving. We just hate to fucking admit it, but look at our actions. If we hate what white people have done to us so much, then why haven't we tried to kill all of them? Is it really fair? Because I'm not so sure. It's programming. Yes, major programming. But really, to be honest, you have to be about that life. Mike Tyson said it best about boxing. Quote, "My entire life was built on doing something that most people avoid doing." End quote. He's talking about fighting, whipping people's asses, facing people who want to rip you apart and embarrass you. Sidebar. I love you, Mike. You're a warrior and as Brooklyn as they come. Every time I see you, you do nothing but give to people, man. You're a great man. Now, back to this. Anyway, face it, so-called black folks, we don't want any problems. We want to chill, we want to vibe. Maybe Africans are different because they come up different, but American blacks are not warlike. Whatever savage shit we know, we learn from white America. That's just facts. If your great-great-grandparents came from a Zulu tribe, all that warrior shit got beat out of them once they got here. LeBron James, he could have paid half of that $300 million himself. Nope, leave it to the owners to pay it. But LeBron opened the school though. More importantly, a good one. I have no issues with old Bronny. But the truth is, even though many players have charitable organizations, why are they not more well known? Why are these charitable organizations not ubiquitous? Why are they not omnipresent? Why are they not everywhere? Why don't you see these places like you see your local YMCA? I think that most likely the players are putting money in and not really observing how it's spent, which is the inherent problem with donating to charitable causes. You don't know how your money is spent. You get a receipt and a thank you, but that's about it. The truth is, NBA players, that's not gonna cut it. You guys have to be even more involved in your charitable endeavors. I do want to see more player-owned charitable organizations, STEM programs, youth clubs, more than YMCAs on the streets, everywhere in America. More player-owned schools. You have the talent and the tools, the star power, influence really, to inspire the youth to come to wherever you are and whatever you build. I would have been proud as hell to go to a Michael Jordan Youth Center or Michael Jordan Junior High School. The NBA players can still affect laws the old-fashioned way. Inspire the people, but you also need to provide for the people because nobody forgets the person who took care of them when they had nothing. So we remember our mentors, our good parents, single or together, our good teachers, our good schools, our good uncles and aunts, because the most important person in the world to a child, which we all were, is the person that spends the most time with them. Provide all you want, but you gotta be there. See, I keep hearing the same narrative all through my life. It's harder for blacks. Yes, it is. But we blacks also make it hard on ourselves sometimes. because we aren't willing to look at past mistakes, our deep history, our American history. Don't you see how money runs everything here? So why not make it easier for us all if we know the fucking rules? I explained in the video in regards to the media and how lobbying works. NBA players are in an incredible position to be something that changes the landscape of this country. Pharmaceutical companies, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, all are big time lobbyists. Bill Gates is the largest landowner in America, and the government did not stop him. They could have stopped him. Bill Gates is not a warlord. He can't defend all of those acres that he bought. The government could always take that shit. Ask the Indians. But no, the government allowed it because in some way, Bill Gates is going to make money for this country and vice versa. Do you so-called black people understand what I'm saying here? Put your money where your mouth is. Do better with it. Strategic, political,